Jack Easy, the hero of Captain Marat's story, was no fool, but a bit of a philosopher. He had been spoiled by an indulgent mother and a foolish father, who was continually prosing about equality and the rights of man. Indeed, Jack could even outtalk his father upon the subject. There was no end to Jack's arguing the point, though there seldom was point to his argument. At 16, he resolved to leave school and go to sea. No, Mr. Easy was unwilling. Jack insisted on his rights as his father's equal, and the old man yielded.
38 seconds. Just 38 seconds is the average attention span of an 18 to 24-year-old nationally. When the world went digital, hour-and-a-half lectures in halls filled with students became 12-minute videos kids won't pay more than 38 seconds to. Class, the math and philosophy crossover has been there forever. How do semiconductors operate? Everything is an electromagnetic wave until it's measured, or in philosophy we might say, observed. So, here we are, and we're walking around, and what's the matter? It's existing. It's independent of our existence. We're walking around, we see
I had fallen desperately in love with my philosophy teacher. I spent most days imagining scenarios in which we got married.
So I ask you, class.
It's a horrible feeling to be in love with someone who doesn't even know your name.
Ooh. The math and philosophy crossover. It's there forever.
My parents thought it was a great idea not to socialize me as a child, meaning that we lived isolated from other people on this ranch that's always been in the family, because my parents thought it was such a big deal to still live on the land that their ancestors had pioneered, which meant from ages 0 to 6 having no friends besides my kid brother Brando.
Alright, ladies, so I have new products today. That's right, new products. We're going to go inside of our Savasana mini fridge. Remember, ladies, we love the products that fit into our Savasana mini fridge. Okay, let's get started.
I was 20, at least, maybe 22. I sold a variety of health and wellness products in a multi-tiered marketing company. My dad built me an office across from the family cemetery. I don't know why he needed to build me an office.
It's new, it's one of my personal favorites. You take it before bed, and in the morning, you won't be able to remember any of the bad dreams that you have. You see, antihistamines.
That was a great live video.
Thank you.
Seriously, you're so much more confident with the products now.
Have you thought about the convention in Vegas?
You know, I really don't think I'm ready for something like that.
Say no more, I've bought you a plane ticket.
You know how I get. It's this weekend.
I gotta make a call, so I'll message you the flight details. Trying to have some fun this weekend. It's not all about work.
I don't even know what a convention is.
Do I have any choice? He kills without a thought, he murders all that's good. I know I can't refuse, but I wish I could. Oh God, if I agree, would horrors wait for me within the Phantom's Opera?
Hey, big man. It's been a while. Why don't you just cut to the chase? Vegas this weekend? I don't like the odds. Denver and Boston. Parlay. You can't even do live betting there. I'm surprised you're hitting me with this right now. I'd have to cancel my classes. Yeah, no, give me 15 minutes. I have one of those, Zoom meetings, a Zoom lecture. One-on-one. Her name's Rachel.
Today was going to be my 5th tutoring session with my professor. That was one-on-one.
I always got so nervous beforehand and would end up saying something stupid.
Hi, Professor. Hi, Professor. So stupid. Ugh, so dumb. Hi, Professor. Hi, Professor.
He asked me the other day if I had heard of the Opidius or the Electro complex, and I have no idea what he's talking about. I thought class was going to be about stars. So he tells me what it is, which I didn't really understand in the first place, so I just nodded and was like, yeah, I get it. Right before our private lesson that day, I got an email from the online university.
Students, hey, it's me. And today's afternoon classes are canceled. I had to take an impromptu trip. Don't worry, your assignment's still due today, though. See you Monday. Have a good weekend.
I could have cried for missing Professor Ian's class that afternoon, but even more so, I was worried. What did he mean by impromptu trip? I may stay awake until morning.
Sports betting's about a few things, most notably variables, addiction, and winning. What I like about betting in Vegas in person is the slips pay right away, whereas although online offers a live option and the options can be turned to what was once a 3-1 money line to 11-1, 12-1, depending on the swings of the game. So if you know the players and their parts, you know a 20-point third quarter comeback is possible with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson on the court. So online pays with the crazy odds, but you have to wait for the check a lot of the times, whereas Vegas doesn't have the live option, but does pay right away. The problem's not betting on a game, it's betting on every game.
A few years ago, I got my first neighbor.
Come on, Brenda.
Her name was Grace. I could walk straight through the front of the field and get to your house.
Grace, do you believe in fate? Why do you ask? I'm supposed to go to Las Vegas for this convention this weekend, right? And you remember how my professor canceled class the other day? The national crisis, I remember. I sent him an email asking about an assignment, and he responded that he couldn't get back to me until Monday because guess where he was going to be all weekend? Las Vegas.
In the dictionary of esoteric words, Anne Cattell defines faith as the creative force of power to accomplish all things, for it is the covenant between man's divine and his lesser self.
And what's that supposed to mean?
Rachel, have you had a boyfriend before?
I thought I had, but it turns out it was sleep paralysis.
You just have to follow your heart.
I'm looking for a tracker that knows these woods. Here you're the man for the job. Come with us and help us catch a killer. We pay $2 a day.
My father was a full-time cowboy actor. Besides managing his YouTube, I didn't have much in common with him. Naturally ended up spending my time alone, imagining conversations I would have with my professor if I built up the courage to say something.
So, what are your hobbies? Well, I really like singing and crocheting. I like watching animals interact with each other and pretending like I know what they're saying to each other.
I needed to improve upon my conversational skills if I was going to have a shot with my professor.
You're starting another Sandler movie?
Yes, Dad, I'm trying to learn something about romance.
Why do you think you're going to learn about romance from Adam Sandler?
Almost all of his movies end in weddings.
I wouldn't consider Sandler to be a romantic.
Waterboy, The Ridiculous Six, Chuck and Larry.
The agriculture industry began dying after the technological revolution. The land became so dependent on chemical spraying in the earlier years that when the economy crashed, they could no longer afford the inflated prices of pesticides.
Gotta live and die here. Where does it say a guy can catch a break? Trapped where there ain't no future. age of 17.
My father's brother ran the cattle business on the west side of the property. He had 1,000 head, maybe closer to 1,500 with the calves. No more than his great-great-great-great-great-grandfather had brought from Texas.
I ain't getting any younger. And before my dying day, I need space, not just air. Let them laugh in my face. I don't care. Stay the same.
So check it. Little piece of heaven out in the middle of Paradise Valley. It's endless. It's nothing but cheatgrass and sagebrush, but it's our little piece of sagebrush and cheatgrass.
Brendo, look at those shadows. They come from giants. Did you know that? For a talking dog, you sure are an idiot. Clouds don't make shadows. They're made of water vapor.
So I'll be gone for the next couple of weeks. I got a part.
What kind of part?
It's a role in a movie. I play the guy in the coma.
You're playing a guy in a coma?
Yeah, I'm a coma guy.
Does he ever come out of the coma?
Not that I know of.
Rachel, good to see you today. I'm glad we've been able to reschedule class. What a beautiful piece of art behind you.
Yes, thanks. I made it.
How long does it take to put something like that together?
Something this size won't take me long. The longest part of the process is hand stitching the border onto the backside.
What a process.
So I heard you're going to be in Las Vegas this weekend.
Yes, I mentioned it in our last correspondence.
Me too.
You are too? Well, great. How about we meet up by the pool and finish our lecture there?
It seems quite forward, Professor.
Call me Ian. A false memory is the apparent recollection of an event that didn't actually occur.
Oh, I am familiar. I didn't know there was a word for it.
What is your experience about the subject?
I once, not long ago, convinced myself that there was a company making these little, like, cracker protein things that everyone was obsessed with. And then I also could have sworn that I met this, like, crazy old guy who went nuts, and he told me that the crackers, they were Soylent Green, I believe, is what they're called. He was like, they're made of people. He was like, the crackers, it's made of people.
You must have been thinking of a movie.
Well, yeah, then I had found out it was a movie.
This is a great example of false memory. Today we're going to learn about the psychology behind false memory. You have what you need to take... What was that?
I was just thinking how dumb I said was.
Hey, Rachel, don't say that. It wasn't dumb. Come on.
Hey, Dad, can you drive me to the airport tomorrow?
No. I can't take you to the airport.
You're not.
It's like 3.5 hours away. Have Mrs. Smith take it. She'll take it. She's your best friend. Yeah, she's your best friend. Have her take it.
Where are you from?
Portland.
What's the weather like there?
Wet.
How many different classes do you teach?
6. 3 philosophy and 3 special ed philosophy.
Special ed. Am I in special ed?
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense now.
Were you in therapy?
No. My mom always said I was a little off.
Why?
For the first time in my life, I was able to play it cool. Even after finding out the man I loved taught me special ed. I did not live until today. How can I live when we are parted? Tomorrow you'll be worlds away. And yet with you my world has started.
Hi Rachel, so I'm Jessica and I'm really glad you want to straighten your finances out. I have a few questions. I was just kind of going over your application. So right off the bat, let me see. It looks like you have 3 open credit cards, but you've never had a bank account. Do you know how that's possible? No? Okay, do you maybe have your license with you, or have you ever had a license? No. So you haven't taken a driver's test? I'm really struggling to know where to begin with this application. Can I maybe start by asking you a personal question? Sure. How in the hell did you get $6,000 in credit card debt to Victoria's Secret?
That was a few years back. I saw this psychic, and she told me to go to the mall in Newburgh and to like apply for credit cards wherever I could, and to max them out buying gift cards.
Why would you do that?
Well, Jessica, you should know as a banker that the more debt you're into a financial institution, that's only more you have to gain back.
I really don't think you understand how credit works.
You probably don't really have a big understanding of how anything works.
Seems pretty harsh, Jessica.
Does that make any more sense?
It does. It really does. Thank you so much for taking the time.
I mean, it's been my absolute pleasure. I just wanted to make sure you could buy a house, you could get a car.
I think it was kind of
debt. You need to build your credit. So much to it, and I'm so glad you let me have you.
Never think about
this.
this.
You're debt free. I didn't either for the longest time too. I didn't have $6,000 in debt, but we're all aware of this stuff.
You
gonna need some more? I'm down to share.
A piece of mail came to the house that day. A book with no return sender.
An amazing journey into the psychotic mind, breaking the spell of the ivory tower.
To some, this whole concept of evil spirits influencing man sounds strange and even highly improbable. Scientifically, it appears beyond any real test. If man cannot know these spirits, nor do they even know they are with man, the matter is like the worst speculation and not open to examination. After spending the afternoon with my professor, being alone with this mysterious book became unbearable. So I had to walk to the beaver pond and throw some rocks to blow off steam.
Hey, it looks like the convention really helped.
What do you mean?
Well, when you signed up a new member, you rank advanced to triple green diamond. Congratulations.
You see when I sign someone up?
Yeah, of course I do. I'm your enrolling sponsor. You sound a little sad. What's going on?
I'm a shapeshifter.
What are you going on about? I don't like it when you do that. When you say something, you take a long pause before answering, and then you say something. Just say it too quietly. I can't hear you. What's going on?
It seems very specific.
You know what? I'm going to hang up. You're driving me crazy. I won't even ask you about this mysterious person in your downline. What's his name? Ian?
Pass the thought out of your mind. It must be a necessity, or it would not come to all.
Hi, hon. Mrs. Smith called. I want you to meet her at the stables.
Okay, sounds good.
You sounded pretty urgent. Take the car.
It doesn't look good for lightning. She stepped on a snake. When it bit her, the poor creature released all his venom when he died.
What are we gonna do?
It's a vet on the way from Canada. They will take care of her.
Is she gonna be okay?
I really hope so.
It was true. After Miss Smith, Lightning was my best friend. Finding out she was sick was devastation.
I thought you were working.
Well, we wrapped early.
This book showed up at the house the other day.
Huh. My buddy must have dropped it off for me.
What?
He's a friend of mine on Facebook. He must have dropped it off.
No. This book was delivered. For many thousands of years, man has been aware of the presence of entities that defy detection by our physical senses, yet affect human behavior.
Straight. You've had a long day. You need to take it down a couple of notches. Tell you what. Producer friend of mine on this movie I'm doing, who gave me this to play coma guy. I'm gonna fire it up. Then I'm gonna rock out. I'm gonna play my guitar.
When were you gonna tell me I was in special ed?
You were so little, and you were so small, and you fell so far down that hill.
What are you talking about?
Let's just put it this way. You fell an awful long ways down that hill.
Everything what happened, naturally it's good. Because it's part of the bigger picture.
Used to get